Hi readers! Today I'm doing a little bit of spring cleaning and I'm going to be doing a book unhaul. In other words, I have a bunch of books that I'm going to be getting rid of. The books that I'm going to be getting rid of are going to be a combination of books that I'm going to donate or books that I'm possibly going to resell to my local used bookstore. In case you don't know me, my name's Chris. I do weekly book reviews, book box unboxing videos, and all sorts of bookish stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in with my first unhaul, book unhaul, and I am getting rid of The Constant Princess by Philippagregory. I've read this book. I have another copy of this book that is a paperback, and I've read almost everything that Philippagregory has ever written. Now, The Constant Princess tells the story of Catherine of Aragon. So she was Henry VIII's first wife. And I do like this story from her point of view. The Catherine of Aragon in this tale is much more of a fighter, much more of a warrior princess than she appears in some other tales. When a lot of people think of Catherine of Aragon, they think about the fact that Henry VIII set her aside and divorced her and did all this stuff. But this is Catherine in her younger years when she was a warrior princess, where she was actually engaged to Henry VIII's older brother, Arthur, and how she basically finagled being Queen of England. So I don't think it's the best book that Gregory has ever written, but I do think it's a good read. This book is in fairly good condition, and it's a hardcover, so this is going to be going to the used bookstore. Hopefully they can resell it. My next book is another Philippagregory book, The Bolin Inheritance. Again, I have a paperback copy of this book. I don't need to, so I'm getting rid of this one. The Bolin Inheritance tells the story of, I believe, 3 of Henry VIII's wives. Anne of Cleves, which was his third or fourth wife, Catherine Howard, and then finally Queen Jane. Now, if you are a fan of the other Bolin Girl, which is my personal favorite Gregory book, this one is probably a close second. The Bolin Inheritance is probably the closest that I've read from her that has come to the other Bolin Girl. So if you like the other Bolin Girl, I would say definitely give the Bolin Inheritance a try. Again, this book is in pretty decent condition. It's a hardcover, so this book is going to be going to the used bookstore. Next up, I have Me Before You by jojomoyes. Now, I read this book earlier this year. If you haven't been following me for a while, you may not know I'm one of the few people out there on the internet who was not a big fan of this book. Honestly, this book makes me really not want to read anything else jojomoyes has ever written, which is a shame. I do like her writing. I think her writing style was really great. But the story and the characters, it just was not for me. I don't read a lot of romance, so maybe romance just isn't for me. So, yeah. jojomoyes, Me Before You. It's a popular book. It's in great condition. This will be going to the used bookstore, probably. I might change my mind about this one. We'll see. Next, and this one kind of hurts me a little bit, I have Luster by Ravenleilani. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I read Luster at the end of 2020, and overall, I did enjoy the book. The book has some great characters. Basically, it's about a young black woman living in New York City. She's got a really bad job. She lives in a horrible apartment. She kind of has frivolous sex with a bunch of random people. She doesn't really care about what happens to her. She doesn't care about how her actions affect other people. And she's also a struggling artist. Then she meets this older white man named Eric, and he is from the suburbs of New Jersey. She ends up moving in with Eric and Eric's wife, Rebecca. Now, Eric and his wife have a young, I believe she's about 12-year-old African girl that they had adopted. So Luster, her character, Edie, and Rebecca kind of form this pact between the two of them. They are, even though one is a young black girl from the city and one is a older white suburban housewife, they have so many things in common. It's really interesting. I do really like the writing in this. I love Edie's observations about people around her or just about society in general. The ending of this book fell a little flat for me personally. I do like my endings happy. I do like them tied up with a nice little bow. I know, corny, but I felt like I wanted more from this one, and I don't see myself revisiting this one. So, used bookstore, this one is going to go to. Next on my list is going to be Thesimilars by Rebecca-Hanover. And I actually have not even read this book, but the reason that I am unhauling it is because I have 2 copies of this book. My stepdaughter, I believe, picked up a copy of this book years ago. I didn't know that she had it on her shelf, and I ended up picking up a copy at Barnes & Noble as part of their buy one, get one half off sale because I thought it sounded interesting, and then I brought it home and went, oh, we already have this, so I do not need 2 copies of a book, especially a book that I haven't even read yet, so Thesimilars will be going to the used bookstore. Next I have Cinder by Marissameyer. I know this is a popular book from a popular series, and again, I have 2 copies of this book, even though I haven't read it yet. So if there are any Cinder fans out there, let me know if I should move this book up on my TBR pile. My other copy, it is somewhere in this mess. I don't know where. But anyway, Cinder, it's a paperback. It's in okay condition. The spine does have a little damage to it. So this one is probably going to go to donate. And then finally, for this book haul, I have this series of books from Maggie, and I have no idea how to pronounce her last name, Maggie Stiefvater. So we have Shiver, Forever, and Linger. This trilogy of books is about a young girl who basically falls in love with a werewolf. There is a local pack of werewolves in their area. I believe that she gets bitten by one as a child. And even though she never turned, she kind of has these wolfish tendencies growing up and in school. I remember liking these books a lot when I read them years and years and years ago. And actually, these books was how I first discovered Maggie Stiefvater. And I really enjoy her books. I really enjoy her writing. I have a lot of her books. And I actually have a set of these books, all hardcovers, all nice new condition. I had picked these up at a used book sale a few months back because I forgot that I had them. So again, I do not need 2 copies of this series because I already have one that's in really great shape. These don't match. I've got 2 soft covers, 1 hardcover, and as you can see, the soft covers have a little bit of spinal damage, and the hardcover has a little bit of discoloration on it. They could probably go to the used bookstore, but I'm going to say I'm going to donate these as a set. So I'm going to put these in my donate pile. those are all the books that I am unhauling today in my spring cleaning. I am sure that I will have many more as I go along throughout the year, because that was one of my goals for this year, to clear out my bookshelves to make room for more books that I actually want. If you like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up so I know to do more and bring you along on more of my unhauling videos. If you're not already, please subscribe to my channel for new book reviews every Wednesday, new videos every Sunday, and sometimes videos during the week. All right, everyone, happy reading. And credit scene. I can't do a video without one of my ferrets. Even though they're all sleeping right now, I did manage to find Mr. Oscar. He's a little drowsy today because he's on a new medication, but I still wanted to pick him up and have him say hello to everyone. So everyone say hello to Oscar. Oscar, say hello to everyone. Now you can go back to sleep. I'm sorry I woke you up for that. Oscar, what do you think of all these books Mama has? Do you think I should read them, or do you think I should just get rid of them all and get more ferrets? Okay, I think he's saying he wants more ferrets. Have a good day, everyone.